a meat grinder. The shark is slowly building up. The strikers going in for the kill now, hopefully with a few of these. Needs to start whittling down these numbers. Special ops coming in now for the kill. Counter-attack has started to begin. Have murdered many men on the field so far. Now then, I've got this one. Let's have a look. I heard another rocket. Where's it going? Where's it going? Oh, that was painful. Hello everybody, welcome to Line War. This is a replay from Dr. No. He shared this with me, and he's playing against the prototype Shark. So, as you can see, this map is a good mix of land and sea. We've got a big area in the middle which could be crucial. Some good chokeholds in the mountains down here. Lots of oil by the looks of things. 1, 2, 3, just there. A couple of big towns. Yeah, so this has got good works for a very good map. Any trade routes? Can't see any, but we'll find out soon enough. So it looks like prototype Shark has managed to secure this area here. This is the big landmass where you want to be. It's got some oil floating around, which, if you can utilise, will be very useful. It's going for the tank rush here by the looks of things. Probably expecting Dr. No to be floating around over here, which again is also a very good starting position. Got some oil here already pumping out to supply those tanks, and he is going to try and capture the rest of this, and eventually probably try and push up from the south as a flanking move if Dr. No is here. So let's have a look at Dr. No. He has landed over here. So in the picking phase, which is where you pick to start your starting locations, all of this was contested. Now, Dr. No has now managed to land his first troops onto that main island, which is fantastic. He needs to get there. However, the Shark does have a lot of his things here, tanks here and everything else, so I suspect that Dr. No could quite happily be able to be pushed off this island quite easily as it stands right now. It all depends on if he's discovered. I'm going to presume that the Shark will start pushing very quickly, but we shall see. He's already moving the tanks over to have a bit of a gander. Get some industry going already. This stuff down here is probably quite secure, so it's more than likely a safer bet than these industries up here. Getting the industries earlier on is very important, as you can imagine, as it's that early income which pays for itself after a few minutes from the initial cost, and the sooner you do that, the better. Now it's got the one barracks down here just to help secure this and capture all the island, which will certainly pay off. Still pumping out some tanks. 2 factories and 1 barracks. Fully expecting Dr. No to be now down here. These tanks, when they're first approaching you very early on in the game, can be a very scary thought, as it can put you in a bit of a panic mode. It's not even capturing territory at this stage. This is just a recon move. And it looks like at the moment he may just miss Dr. No. This is Dr. No. Just starting to capture, sending some more troops over. Plenty of barracks there to keep feeding this transport run. He's got some initial troops still doing the capturing of the main island. Getting the city and the industries built. Bit of oil just to keep it going. This oil is very vulnerable to naval strike if the Shark does decide to do this. Shark can build a shipyard along any point of this coast, and he will be able to encircle Dr. No's main island, which could be very problematic if that is the case. But we shall see what happens in this. It might not even get invested in prototype shark. And first sighting has been done, so now the shark knows that Dr. No is here, starting to capture these. I suspect he now knows that he isn't on this main island to begin from the beginning. As you can see, all the connecting territories. Still gradually grabbing these territories down there. Yeah, these infantrymen are going to get blapped if they're not careful. That city is going to be pumping out some money. Let's have a quick gander at the money situation. Dr. No is getting in 600 quid a minute. And we have the shark, which is currently getting in a very similar amount. So that's level pegging at the moment. However, in this area just here, I would suspect that the shark has immediate dominance. We've got an airfield being built by the shark, obviously expecting some lots of conflict around here, as you would fully expect, being an island area. This is clearly a foothold, and he's going to try and shove him off it immediately. Dr. No is reacting by sending his troops forward. I don't know what they'll do against those tanks personally, but I think they'll get flattened. Dr. No doesn't have the production on this island like what Shark does, so we shall see. And also Dr. No has gone for just infantry. If he can get enough on there, then that will be fantastic, I suppose. Especially if we can grab all of this area. He could use this as a staging ground and use this as a choke point to make sure he keeps hold of that area, which would also prove very good. But he has to be on the offensive, as that would leave the shark to own all of this, which is not acceptable. If he can get this trade route opened up here, that would pay about 10 territories worth of income. That would pay off severely if that does happen. Lots of infantry just being swung in. We have the first factory on the island by Dr. No, very close to the front line. These tanks are going to come in and take care of that now, I think. I reckon that was a mistake. Maybe it should have been up here, out the way. Lots of infantry being deposited on. They're doing some damage to these tanks. I think the shark is actually trying to get them out of there now, so to not risk losing them. There's one down. Infantry are very good in large numbers. That is what they are best at. However, they can get blapped very easily by artillery, which is going to be the next stage from the shark, I believe. So Shark is just gradually throwing his units down this direction. Looks like he's going for the helicopter run. The range on them will probably reach all of this area, which Dr. No is on. Hopefully they will get some AA built. We've got first piece of artillery from that factory. Yeah, Dr. No is targeting that factory. That's worth 500 quid. If we can get out of that, that would be great. Probably what the helicopters are going to be in there for. Dr. No's getting confident. Getting more factories built. That could be crucial, as it will hopefully make sure that he can keep hold of this foothold. If he can manage to keep this foothold, that would be magnificent. Personally, I think they could do with a bit of something down here going on. There's lots of economy down here just waiting to be grabbed, and you do not want the shark to be grabbing all of it if you were Dr. No. All of this, plenty of oil, so the shark's going to be having lots of oil to play with. All this industry, so much more oil down here. You can almost pump out tanks for fun on ships and planes. At the moment, it doesn't look like Dr. No is going to be winning this one as it stands right now. Still capturing these few bits up here. It's got the first destroyer on the ball. It needs to be grabbing these and getting this town set up, this trade route, personally. If we can grab that, that's so much more income. But at the same time, all this needs to be addressed as well. It's looking a bit precarious. Sam's being built by the shark as well, holding in the back, which will prove to be effective if Dr. No decides to get some airfields on the go. Up here will probably be the next staging ground. I reckon Dr. No may get pushed off this area. Looking a bit precarious. I've not watched this replay, so I don't actually know what happens. City being built now by the shark. Probably feeling the pinch a little bit. Trying to get that income in. Looking at it now. Income is definitely increasing. 866 quid from the shark. And Dr. No is on 872. So still very much level pegging in terms of income. Now we've got Sam's being built now by Dr. No to take care of these helicopters. That is very important. If you let those things build up, then you are in trouble. Let's see how this plays out. Still sending over the shipments of infantry. And he's finally got some troops on this island. He just needs to be able to find enough money now to get this. Oh, I think he's seen it. The city is being built. He'll have to wait a few minutes for that to be sorted. But if Dr. No can get something going on down here, that will be fantastic. And definitely throw the shark off guard. But this is definitely looking precarious. He's got 2 more factories being built now in this forested area. As I suspected, the shark cannot see them. If he sends enough troops over there, he may well be able to. Lots of SAMs and artillery being produced now. The shark has lots of fuel, but he's not really using it. He's got another airfield being produced here. He's got so much fuel access here. Personally, I'd have thought they'd have been producing tanks. They're the most powerful unit. Throwing a load of tanks out there would have been absolutely devastating. Yes, the artillery is very good, but the tanks definitely have been... Because this is your problem. You get too many infantry and they get close up to those artillery. They generally get smashed. Like that, you're already losing them. Quite fragile to that. If you can get the arty blob going, then usually you're in for a winner. All these units being rusted down there. Again, it's got so much fuel. Just doesn't seem to be using it. Helicopters being produced. Starting to want to get more cities built. Getting these industries done, these cities done. Is going for the econ rush at this point. It is very crucial to be ahead of your opponent in that situation. I do think both teams are aware of this, as econ is being sorted out on both teams now. 5 barracks shipping over these troops. These are keeping this fight alive. These SAMs are taking care of the helicopters. We've got 2 airports producing these helicopters now. If we can get a few of them in a bunch, then they might be doing alright. Dr. No is clinging on here. This is very good. Bear with me, the cat wants out. Apologise about that. So these units still haven't been discovered, these factory buildings. Dr. No is going to have to be quite clever here in how he uses these. As if he can cling on to this area with the units that are being produced just there and with the barracks here, then he can use these troops for a build-up and surprise Dr. No. Sorry, surprise the shark, who is currently doing a bit of scouting. Probably suspecting that Dr. No is going down here. Oh, Dr. No may have just made a mistake. He's built these units out of the hidden zone and are now visible to the shark, which means it is going to be starting to get a bit of an arty blob here. Well, the problem is with an arty blob, if you keep sending units at it, it doesn't generally move anywhere, so it stalls the entire thing. Yeah, here we go now. All these units can't touch those helicopters, bar from these SAMs here. If we can get them close enough, that would be good, but the helicopters are going to be a big nuisance if they continue to keep going like that. Starting to get some units creeping down here, which the shark has yet to capture. Slowly working their way around now. Taking the sweet time about it. Maybe it might have been a good idea just to have one barracks here, for example, capturing this, which may have thrown Dr. No off from doing that in the first place. As you can see, he's starting to creep around there. The city is now finally being built up. If they can get a dockyard or both, that is going to be a lot of money. Wonder where he's going to go from here. What's your plan, Dr. No? Got these units still up here, obviously very distracted. Got these lot here. Hopefully they can do some kind of flanking maneuver. Now this is a lot of production right here now. I'd say this is pretty much level pegging. Got the infantry in there as well. Very similar production now with the shark on the main island, bar from the airports. So Dr. No is clawing this one back slowly by the looks of things. We'll see how this turns out. Let's try and actually speed this up slightly. This is a long video. Hopefully I'm going to try and reduce it. Hopefully it'll make it easier as well to... Oh, those strikers just got taken out. Down here, we've still got the slow capture from the shark, grabbing all of this. Actually got quite a force of infantrymen down there now. And it does look like Dr. No is slowly starting to push back the shark. This is lovely to watch. He's got more of a blob of units. Finally got some barracks down here from the shark. Maybe these could be better used just to come straight down here through these mountains instead of straight at the enemy. But we've definitely got a bit of a overrunning movement going on. These strikers are just being blacked as they're heading towards Dr. No's positions. The artillery from the shark is definitely proving troublesome though. If Dr. No could just... Oh yeah, here we go. I was just about to say, if Dr. No can get some troops coming from this direction, it will bypass most of this, take out the city and really hurt that Dr. No, and really hurt the shark's positions. Problem is that Dr. No is unaware of this gathering mass until now of infantrymen here, which could be a problem. Now there's only 2 barracks holding all this, but we shall see. This is slowly turning into a meat grinder. The shark is slowly building up. The strikers going in for the kill now, hopefully with a few of these. Needs to start whittling down these numbers. And he's actually putting a defensive line in front of this city, which is interesting to see. So after all that, Dr. No has managed to fight and push back the enemy, which is excellent. Great move. Very persistent. Now this is where this comes in. We've got a sub-pen from the shark. Maybe they're going for that naval blockade, which I suggested at the beginning of this video. We've got another dockyard here built from Dr. No as well. If they can get a few destroyers, that would be fantastic. I heard 2 more barracks being built. And the trade route is done, actually, finally. It just needs to produce the merchant shipping, and then that will be all good. So Dr. No has seen this blob of infantry. If you can gather enough infantrymen here, that will be easily stopped. And he's done a clever move of attempting to go around this massive artillery blob. This is what you need to be able to do. If you take on the artillery blob head on, then you are definitely asking to be blacked. Now, going around it negates all of the advantages of being in a sandbagged defensive line. So that is very, very good play if that manages to succeed. This is quite a worry. And we also have the special ops coming in now for the kill. If these get in there, take out a load of their factories, that will definitely slow down the shark. Will these 4 factories be enough to take out the blob of infantry that we have here? Oh, this is interesting. That is the power of the special ops. The planes have flown straight over them and cannot see them. Just like that, they are unseen. This is all at risk now, though. Look at this artillery blob. You cannot head straight into that. Both teams are actually now actively attempting to work around it. With these arrows here, we'll see how that plays out. Nothing new going on down here. Just a few more barracks. Oh no, that's the same one. Just more fuel being acquired by the shark. More sub-pens. And all this has been definitely put pressure on. And it's got a factory down here now, so it might be doing a bit more of a southern focus. Probably attempting to hold onto what he's got. One of these barracks got taken out by the strikers, which are currently repairing and will be out again shortly. This is definitely an interesting game. This is looking a bit dodgy though for Dr. No. Speed it up a little bit. Still got all this production just ferrying units across. These merchants are now doing their thing. And no other landing areas are being looked at by the looks of things. Actually, potentially, maybe starting to get... Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. The commandos got here, destroyed one factory, nearly took out 2 more buildings, but they got eliminated before that happened. That's a shame. Dr. No's southern flank is potentially going to get hit now, though. This could potentially open up Dr. No. Each one of these costs about 250 quid each of these barracks is, so he's lost a lot of money there. And he's clearly got enough, he's just pumped out another 4. This is asking for a rocket, it really is, but I don't know if either team has the money for that right now. Looks like the shark is just trying to go on the containment factor. Because if Dr. No gets up here, then the shark will lose a lot of money, he's got nothing up there. Looking at the money, we've got 1,600 quid now from the shark. Dr. No is on, again, just a little bit more. Very even. This shows that money is half the battle, and the other half is actually doing what you can with it. This is very impressive by Dr. No, how he has managed to get this far. This blobbing of artillery is absolutely lethal though. If the shark, not the shark, if the Dr. No can get up here like he is doing, just infiltrate some of this, then that's going to be a massive cleanup job for the shark, which will severely slow him down if on for any counter-offensive. Definitely just think that he needs to get around it. Because that is a big blob of artillery from the Shark now. If that starts to go forward, I reckon Dr. No is in trouble. Nothing new here yet. However, the submarines are now playing their part. Taking out this dockyard. It's going to go for the other one. This is definitely going to hurt Dr. No's economy here. Wouldn't surprise me if... Oh, he's done 3 subpens. That is interesting. I was going to say, I wouldn't surprise me if to see a dockyard down here with some transports. Just to get a few on here, take out the entire lot, and then maybe even onto this main island from... Well, the starter island for Dr. No. That would have been critical. The cleanup job has been successful by the looks of things. Shark has managed to contain the Dr. No in that area, and now it looks like the tides are going to start turning. Coming up from the south, building up his forces now in the south with an airport as well to strengthen the entire thing. This is a lot of submarines which cannot do too much. They will stop the reinforcements, however, coming across if they manage to just creep up that way. We shall see. If it was a dockyard, then you'll be seeing cruisers and things, which could have taken out half the buildings along the coast. Would have been a bit more devastating, in my opinion. We've got bombers coming in from the Shark. Maybe that is the strategy after all. Just bomb this lot to death instead of the cruiser factor. You can do a lot more damage with that. The range on this is quite impressive. They'll easily be able to take out all this, and maybe some of this up here too, or at least some of the units up here. But that is very risky considering you've got the anti-air floating around. This is a very good game. Try to speed it up a little bit. Medic! Now this is what I was on about. Push counter-attack has started to begin. Dr. No can feel it and is setting up defensive positions. It's good to see that early, otherwise definitely would have been in trouble. They're actually starting to push back now in the south. Got commandos coming from the Shark. Maybe these commandos would have been better used in a separate route. And the rocket came. I cannot believe I missed that. Where was that? Rocket pad there. They must have another one going already. These rockets are going to be crucial now. Dr. No is going to be making huge holes in prototypes. So yeah, the Shark's defenses with that. These SAMs need to probably just rearrange slightly, but they are definitely doing a very good job at taking care of those strikers. The rocket pad is a very stealthy building. The Shark still cannot see it. That took out a lot of units, did that. Now it looks like Dr. No may be able to keep pushing, which would be very good. These commandos up here, I think, are being currently forgotten about. Anything new down here? Nothing new down here just yet. Got a bit more going on in this area still. We've got the bombers attacking the city. May have been an overinvestment with the subpens by the Shark, but again, you can never really know what is going on. And it does look like this area is being more utilised now by the Shark. Still got a very large amount of artillery being produced and currently in stock, which will stop Dr. No from advancing further. This is now, I believe, level pegging. And now the southern push begins. And we've got another rocket being built now. I don't want to miss this next rocket. That's going to be happening soon. It's not ready yet. This one, however, is going to be built. Lots of new buildings. Let's have a look at the money situation. 1,800 quid from the Shark. 1,500 quid from Dr. No. So Dr. No is actually now on the back foot in terms of economy. Will that change the game? We shall see. Again, if Dr. No can get up here with some infantry, because one of the airports is gone, that will be a very hard clean-up job for the Shark to do. He'll have to commit serious forces for that, and it looks like the Shark is actually getting surrounded off here. Looks like a bit of a last-ditch attack. A bit reckless, because those numbers are slowly going down now. Dr. No has plenty of artillery in the area. Maybe not so much in this southern part, but there's still lots of things being thrown at that. This southern flank is going to get... Here comes the rocket. Now, is he going to do it on the artillery units that are there, or is he going to go for the city? No. Oh. How many will that destroy? Nice. 4 factories gone and the surrounding units gone. That is painful. That will definitely slow down the production now. All Dr. No needs to do is remove this little blob that's been persistent from the Shark now, and then he can begin to start pushing up. He needs to branch out, going north and south of this position now as best as he can and as quickly as he can to utilise this null in production. All at the same time while keeping an eye on this at the bottom. This is clearly... I thought something horrible was happening there. Now they just removed the subpens. Clearly decided that enough is enough, and now he's going for the dockyard. This city is now nearly done. See, that was what the submarines did. They hurt Dr. No's economy quite significantly. And here it comes. These are being removed. Ball black defensive line. It looks like he's given up on the city, which is painful again, but you have to do what you have to do in order to survive. If Dr. No manages to clear this area, then the Shark is going to be in big trouble, as that is so much money that's going to be gone. Let's have a look at it again. We've got 1,800 quid still from the Shark and 1,500 quid from Dr. No. So Dr. No is still behind on the economy run, thanks to the submarine tactics of the Shark, and he's probably going to be further behind still after this is done. Dr. No is actually starting to respond to these bombing tactics. Not so much the submarines, however. Carefully placed where, well, they're invisible, aren't they? Dr. No can't see them. Hopefully he doesn't build a dockyard to instantly get destroyed. Now we've got a few ships. Looks like a missile ship perhaps from the Shark. I thought I heard a rocket then. No, I didn't, but another one is being built. Look, over here. And this is starting to happen. We've got another defensive line which is being flanked. If you flank the defensive line, then there is a penalty rather than a bonus. Going at it straight on probably isn't the smartest idea. Maybe just going around would have been better, just to try and help preserve some of those units. Now getting the infantry up north, which is going to be the big problem for the Shark. All these units are still not quite enough to get Dr. No off this area despite the gradual increase in production. The snowball effect hasn't happened. Dr. No has diverted some units to deal with that, and dealing with it this is definitely crumbling now. Finally going to be able to destroy the last airfield by the Shark, which I'm sure will be very well received. They have murdered many men on the field so far. Yeah, that's going down, is that? It's got to be. Let's have an update on the money. Did that city go down? It did. However, these bombers are now under threat, so this is also under threat. I missed a rocket, didn't I, again? I think I did. There was another rocket down here. Dr. No has no idea that there is a rocket here and is nearly ready. Shark is going for a new tactic of commandos and airdrops. Now then, I've got this one. Let's have a look. I heard another rocket. Where's it going? Where's it going? Oh, that was painful, but it only took out 3 factories. Don't think that's going to be enough. This is gone. There's no way that the Shark is going to be able to contain that now. That is snowballed. Defenses have been broken. This is now being captured by Dr. No. Still being very persistent in the south, not letting go of this attack. It's definitely weakened the front line of Dr. No's southern flank. However, with the production that is there, and is now probably able to divert from the north to the south, I reckon that will be easily taken care of. Some commandos attempted to take out the artillery there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We have some first helicopters from Dr. No. There were very few SAMs remaining in the Shark's inventory, so I believe it's a very good time. It's still pumping some out though, but I think he's got bigger problems right now than pumping out a few SAMs to take out 1 or 2 helicopters when he's got 1 million artillery pieces and infantrymen coming down. Again, I don't quite understand why the tanks haven't been utilised very much in this game, seeing as there's so much fuel. Interesting play. We have another rocket being built. I do hope that that gets launched, because if that gets launched and takes out all this, that will be quite entertaining. Got another one at the south. These commandos haven't gone off yet. Cruisers are being dispatched, taking out the cities. Still no resistance from Dr. No in that part, not committing money to it. This rocket has stopped being produced. Let's have a look at the money situation again now the updates have happened. We've got an increase in Dr. No now, 1660 in cash. This will be thanks to taking some of this. And the Shark is now at 1620 as well. So Dr. No has equalised the economy situation, and I believe will continue to be equalising it, as he's still got all of this to take out, which seems to be a bit of a steamroller. Dr. No can see the rocket pad now being produced. It needs to get rid of that, as that will cost him dearly if it doesn't. It's so nearly ready. Oh, it's definitely going to get launched. It definitely is. Come on. Oh, please. We need this for the video. There is a minimum range on these, probably near this borderline here. Here we go. But it will still take out all this with the blast area. Let's see what happens. He's going for this. He must be. Oh, he's not. Where's he going? Oh, don't waste it. No, it got destroyed! Oh, no, that is not good. Oh, that is painful. Those rockets cost 500 quid each. It's just gone. The SAMs took it. I think this is a graphical glitch, as it's just launched that. All this is gone. The city is going to be gone. There's so much there. He's lost this northern tip here. This southern area doesn't look too good. We've got another rocket being launched. We're going to check out these commandos in a minute. Where's it going? It's going for the airfield. Yeah. Oh, but it's not taking it out. Damn, that is gonna... Oh, that is not fair. Let's have a look at where these commandos are being dropped. Okay, right on the island itself of Dr. No's starting strategy. This has been an excellent game. Okay, so he's going for the capture on this island. Probably going to get some production units on it. Another rocket. I'm glad I caught it in time. Ooh, 4 barracks gone. I think it's too little too late though. He's lost so many production buildings just in these mountains. That's ridiculous. All this is gone and captured to the enemy. I'm guessing full production now can start coming all the way down to the south here. I reckon that'll crush what is currently down on the prototypes area. Still got some ships being built. He knows it's there. I don't know why this refinery is still operational. It only takes 1 cruiser. I suppose he's been a bit distracted with all the other things going on in the game. But this is definitely going to start snowballing. These helicopters are going to be ready to pounce soon. All this is gone. Let's have a look at the updated economy. We've got 1650 now for Dr. No, and I suspect this is going to be much lower now. 1320. That's what happens when you lose all this. And then all this is still yet to be captured, which is going to be another maybe 200, 300 quid a minute gone. We've got another rocket pad being built down here for the prototype Shark. This is definitely going to be interesting. Let's have a look at the overall doodah and speed this up a little bit while we're in the interim. New defensive lines being built. This is very desperate now from the Shark. I do wonder how this game would have changed if tanks would have been utilised more, if the fuel would have been utilised more. And Dr. No clearly knows about this little incursion that he's got going on here. Very strong defensive position, but it is not going to be enough. Oh, we're gonna rocket, we're gonna rocket. Excellent. That defensive line is gone. So is the rocket pad. That is a successful rocket. That is brilliant. Now all the gates have been opened up. These units can just run in, take it all, and there's nothing to stop them right now. I think this is the end for Dr. No. All these units have just parked the bus. Probably get a dockyard, plop it here, and just shove the units over. Might as well, while they're there doing not much. Man, what a game. Shark is being persistent. It's actually got a couple of units over here now. I think it's more of a use it before it gets destroyed situation. But all this is going to be gone soon, very soon. How's that rocket coming along over here? Oh, I see what's going to happen here. Can he see it? I can see that there's units there, but he needs to do a bit of a scan. If this rocket gets used for this over here, that will be quite the entertainment factor. We've got another rocket being built. Rockets are being used so much now since that initial one earlier. I just need a slurp of my cup of tea here. My voice is going. It's better. There's a lot of production here, which is actually putting up a good fight. Dr. No has so much money coming in now. 2,100 quid. And the shark is down to 1,100. What's that beeping? Someone might have been a few connection issues in the game. Well, this is proving quite difficult. Actually taking this island now, if the shark can get a thing on here, then that would be good. But he's got no money, man. Still producing naval units when... Well, they're not going to be able to do anything. He actually did get this refinery in the end. I think it's far too little too late in regards to that, though. Still spending money on getting these cruisers. These cruisers are very expensive. I think he's got other problems right now. And he's building rocket pads when you need 500 quid to build the rocket itself once the pad is done. Oh no, we missed the rocket! Oh, damn it. It's a shame there's no rewind button on these. We've got 2 airfields being built now by Dr. No. Another rocket pad and some production buildings. And I suspect a dockyard very soon. I think Dr. No has so much money coming in, he doesn't know what to do with it anymore. Strikers being produced. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes for the commando route. All that's still being sorted out. The artillery is holding up so far. Just mass production is proving effective at the moment. We've got the helicopters, however, coming in from Dr. No. I think this is the first major time he's had them in the blob to take out a specific target. Yeah, well, not a specific target, just in the area, but if they take out this factories, that'll start slowing down the production. We've got a few more coming in. There's so many things just here. These cruisers are just going to get blapped. It's quite a good move with the Navy, but you've got other problems, man. Just stop producing naval units and take back your island. I mean, look at the money difference. That is drastic. This rocket is now being built. Slowly being whittled. Dr. No is being very persistent on this. The shark is desperately trying to be as distracting as possible, but I don't think it's enough now. Surely not. That income difference alone is drastic and very hard to come back from. That's not the 200 quid that we saw earlier. That's now nearly double the money of your opponent coming in. These helicopters taking a few hits, but there's not enough SAMs here. Oh man, what a game. Strikers aren't doing anything yet. It's got the city built up though. It's going for the infantry, not the commandos. So maybe he's not going to go for the commando run. Still producing cruisers. Just blapping them down here, I think. He's actually got a barracks on here. I think this is a bit fruitful though, however. This is... If this would have been done earlier on perhaps, then that would have been very good and very crippling to Dr. No. But unfortunately, that has come far too late, as you've got all this to contend with now, and another missile which took out those 2 airfields. Damn it, we missed it again, but never mind. There's no doubt going to be another one. Because we've got a rocket being produced down here as well. I want to see that one go off. Speed things up a little bit. Slowly whittling them down. This is where most of the action is now. This is Dr. No's last main stronghold. Still proving persistent. But it is being whittled down. There's not enough production now to withstand the attacks. Oh, this is cruel. Here it comes. I hear the rocket. Now what is this going to do? Is this going to prove to be the relief that it needs just to cling on a bit more? Oh wow, well that was just a little bit too close. They took out the one of their own buildings that was already damaged. And their own units. So that was just a complete removal of everything in the area. But the Shark doesn't have enough production to replace that, whereas Dr. No does. As you can see, they're already coming down this hill. Dr. No's helicopters are proving to be a right pain in the ass, taking out these buildings along the coast. If we can get rid of that city, then I think he's definitely done. Oh, we've got another rocket coming. Where's this going? Oh, is this a wasted one? Oh, it is. He suspected that there was a rocket from that direction, from this blast, but it wasn't on the mountain tip. Damn. That is funny. I think this is pretty much done now. I mean, they took this island, but that ain't gonna do anything there. Most people would have given up a long time ago. However, persistence is key. But unfortunately, in this case, persistence is not enough. Let's have a look. Going for the city. Yep. We've got the 2 dockyards here as well under construction. No, it's not enough SAMs to deal with it. I don't think it destroys them. Is that destroyed? I think that's still in peace. Yeah, that's got to be. Well, regardless, it didn't do too much. Another one, it'll definitely be dead, but these are going over here. I suspect the naval invasion is going to happen, as Dr. No has clearly got all of this sorted out now. He's got control of most of the map. The Shark doesn't have a hope in hell now. I think they're just throwing money. Just look at the money he's got. 2,100 quid versus 1,000. There's no chance. That is the difference that it takes. That's why you've got to win both battles. The war on the ground and on the economy run. Let's speed this up slightly. Dr. No has clearly won this one. This has been fantastic gaming for both teams. Great to watch. I love watching other people's games as I get thrill out of it. I hope this has been entertaining for you as well. There we go. Match end. I hope it hasn't dragged on too far for you, if you were sticking around for this long. And there we go. There's the turning point right there. About 2/3 of the way in, which we suspected. Brilliant game. Thank you for watching if you did. If you've got any questions about the game and you've never played it before, then do so in the comments. I do play this game. I haven't done for a little bit, but it's still a great game, and it hasn't changed too much. There are going to be some updates at some point with aircraft carriers and things, which is all very exciting, and I hope to see it soon, and I hope to see you in the next video as well. Thank you for watching. See you later.